Hi there, football fans. This is Jack Trees. Your Phillips 67 Michigan. It's Michigan versus Minnesota. It's a big day at Ann Arbor, Michigan for 86,200 football fans as they stream into the Michigan Stadium for today's annual Little Brown Jug Battle. It's not entirely a Michigan crowd as several thousand Gopher fans have made the trip, and partisans for both sides pick up their team colors before the game. Out on the field comes the dazzling Michigan Marching Band, a band so expert that it has become one of the most renowned units in America. The last time Michigan played in the Rose Bowl, the band so completely stole the show that it caused the rival university band leader to resign. Equally expert are the bouncing cheerleaders. Watch this. But now a mighty roar goes up, a roar to greet the champion Wolverines, who have not been defeated by Minnesota in this long-standing rivalry for the last 8 years. And here come the Golden Gophers, now under the coaching of Wes Fessler, determined to halt the long Michigan streak. Last year they held the Big Ten champions to a 7-7 tie. More than one way to get into this football game. Make that 86,201. Before this game gets underway, here's some news of special interest to you. The coin, Minnesota's captain, center Wayne Robinson, wins the flip, and the Gophers elect to receive the kickoff. Michigan skipper, halfback Bill Putich, chooses his end of the field, and the game is ready to go. The Wolverines gather around their coach, famed All-American Benny Oosterbaugh, while across the field, Wes Fessler rounds up the Gophers for his last-minute instructions, and we're ready for the kickoff. Michigan will kick off and call upon Russ Rescorla to do the booting. Now the Wolverines are ready. Rescorla draws a beat on that football teed up on the 40-yard line. And the Phillips 66 game of the week is underway. There goes the ball. Far downfield, Ron Ingalls is waiting for, takes it on his own 6-yard line. Fumbles it momentarily, but he has it now. And look at that boy scamper. He breaks through the first wall of defenders, and he's on his way. Watch him go. All the way for a touchdown on the opening play of the game. Ron Ingalls goes 94 yards from his own 6-yard line all the way with the opening kickoff. And Minnesota has roared into an immediate lead in the ball game by a score of 6-0. Boy, what an opening. Now we're ready for the try for point. Don Swanson holding. Capoletti will try the kick for the extra point. There's Capoletti's kick, and it is good. And Minnesota leads 7-0. And now the Gophers are ready to boot. Minnesota kicking off, and there goes the ball. A high end-over-end kick. It veers just a little bit. Comes down on the 12-yard line to Bill Putich. Putich with a screen of blockers in front of him, and brother there really blocking, moves that ball. And he's all the way to the 44-yard line before he's dumped out of bounds by Paul Guile. So it's Michigan's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. Single wing is over to the right. The tailback, Bill Putich, has it. Again, that wall of blockers in front of him as he streaks for end. Around the end he goes and picks up a gain of 7 yards before Wayne Robinson brought him down. So it's 2nd down and 3 yards to go for Michigan, and they moved into Minnesota territory now on the Gophers' 49. Fake pitch out, and then a handoff to Wes Bradford. He cuts to the inside, spins clear, gets past the secondary, and here's another touchdown. And a beautifully executed play. Wes Bradford took the inside handoff, slid just inside left tackle, cut back sharply, and was over the goal line almost before we realized what was up. And so it's 7-6. Minnesota, who looked like they were getting off to an immediate lead, finds it now only a 1-point margin with the extra point attempt coming up. Putich kicking. The kick is good, and they can start the game all over. It's Michigan 7, Minnesota 7 as Michigan kicks off. Rescorla booting the ball. Downfield it goes. Again, Ron Engel is waiting for it. He takes it this time on the 9-yard line, goes straight up the field. But Michigan is waiting for him, and he doesn't come anywhere close to his previous effort. Returning it to the Minnesota 27-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Gophers. 7-7 ball game. Ball guy with the ball, faking the pass. Now he's going around right end, and he swings around there to gain 8 yards on the play before Dave Tinkham dumped him out of bounds, and it's 2nd and 2. Minnesota's ball, 2nd down, 2 yards to go. A heavily unbalanced line, 5 on one side of the center, 1 on the other. Ron Wall, the fullback, blasting his way up the middle, picks up 2 yards, and that's a 1st down for Minnesota. Zatkoff made the tackle. It's 1st and 10. Roper's ball on their own 36-yard line. Operating from the tee. Ball goes to Guile, and Guile punching his way over left guard, picks up 3 more yards. Ted Topper and Tom Johnson were both there to bring him down. So it's 2nd down and 7 yards to go for Minnesota. Now on their own 39-yard line. Single wing goes over to the right. Ball comes back to Guile. He's dropping back to throw a pass. Downfield it goes, and it's complete to Swanson. It's good for 7 yards. Zatkoff was over there quickly to bring him down after he caught the pass. Michigan was offside on the play. Minnesota's ball 1st and 10 now on the 46-yard line. And it's a pass complete to Bill Foss, who grabs that ball, drops in his tracks, and they've moved the ball all the way down to the Michigan 19-yard line. Ball is on the Michigan 19. McNamara on an end around, swings around wide to the left. He's got blockers in front of him, gets away from the first tackler, runs into 2 more, and brother, that is really off. Must be an easier way to earn a letter. No gain on that play. Still on the Michigan 19-yard line. Single wing goes over to the right for Minnesota. Minnesota in the white shirts. Guile with the football, dropping back to throw a pass. Nice protection, lets one go, completes it. Hang has that football, and he's dropped on the Michigan 10. Now it's just a yard to go to a 1st down for Minnesota. There's a pitch out to the fullback, Wallen. He's streaking around left end, gets across the line of scrimmage. There's the 1st down as he moves 3 yards. And Minnesota has it 1st and goal to go on the Michigan 7-yard line. The ball game is tied up at 7 apiece. Both scores coming in the opening seconds of play. Single wing to the right. Guile with the football. Swinging around, aiming for right end. He is dropped in there by Merritt Green, who played his position nicely, fended off the blockers, and came in to spill him for a loss. 2nd down. And 11 yards to go on the Michigan 11-yard line. Swanson back to throw. He pegs one complete to Ron Guile. Guile grabs it. Runs pretty much laterally and is rolled out of bounds after a gain of 4 yards, and that brings them back to the 7-yard line, where it's now Minnesota's ball, 3rd down and 7 yards to go. 3rd and goal to go on the Michigan 7. Guile on a jump pass, pegs one, intercepted by Dave Tinkham, and Michigan takes over the ball. The Wolverines have it now on the 5-yard line, 1st down and 10 yards to go. Operating from the T formation. The ball is given on the inside, handoff to Wes Bradford. That went for a touchdown the last time, and it's going for a good gain this time, 13 yards. 1st and 10 now on the Michigan 18-yard line. Michigan has the ball, the single wing goes to the right. Don Peterson, the fullback, on the fake buck lateral, finds a nice hole, and he's rambling deep into the secondary, and he picks up 15 yards and another Michigan 1st down. Ball game all tied up at 7 and 7, and Michigan now is beginning to roll. 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. Tailback Putich has the ball. That screen of blockers is clearing the way. Swings around right end, starts up the field, goes for 9 yards before he's hauled down by Swanham, and that'll make it 2nd down and 1 for the Wolverines. Now they moved out to their own 41-yard line. Topper slips. The ball is bouncing around, and Minnesota recovers. Chet Durda dives on that football, and the Gophers have it once again. Now following a forward pass, we pick up Minnesota as they have moved to 1st and 10 on the Michigan 23-yard line. Forward pass, and it is completed down on the 23. Now it's a pitch out. Goes to Ron Wallen. He's coming wide around left end. Gets to the 20. Is dropped just on the other side of the 20-yard line. But a backs in motion penalty sets them back. And it's 1st and 15 on the Michigan 28. McNamara on an end around, swings out. As though back to pass, then suddenly decides to run with that ball. Gets past the first tackler, but the rest of them have him pretty good. Picked up only 2 yards on that play as they rolled him out of bounds. Now line plays carried to the Michigan 11 where we pick up the play. Minnesota 1st and 10. Guile back to throw a forward pass. He pitches one down toward the end zone, but Dave Tinkham steps in there again and intercepts that forward pass and brings it out to the Michigan 12. Twice now, Tinkham has spoiled the Gophers' play. 1st and 10 on their own 12-yard line. Single wing to the right. Don Peterson has the ball. On a crossbuck, he swings over left guard. 2-yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 8 now on the 14-yard line. Michigan's ball. Inside handoff to Wes Bradford. Again, that nice hole on the left side of the line. 3 yards that time. Bill Ryan and Bob Almer came up quickly to stop it. 3rd and 5 on the Michigan 17. And a quick kick. The ball is going down across the 50-yard stripe. Fred Swanham is after the football, looking up the field. He better keep an eye on that one. And he fumbles that ball. He's touched it. It's anybody's football now, and Michigan recovers. Once Fred Swanham touched that punted ball, it became anybody's football, and Michigan has it 1st and 10 on the Minnesota 15. Fred Pickard grabbed the ball for Michigan. Don Peterson, the fullback, spins, keeps it, cracks the line. No gain on the play. Ryan and Quist were there to stop him. 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Minnesota 15-yard line. Ball game knotted at 7 apiece. Ed Topper fumbles that ball, but Dick O'Shaughnessy has it. Michigan still in possession. 3rd down. They lost a little on that play. It's 3rd and about 12. There's a pitch out to Lowell Perry. Perry is swinging around right end on an end-around play. He's caught by the jersey, spun to the ground, picks up 5 yards. So that makes it Michigan's ball 4th and 7 on the Minnesota 12. Single wing over to the left. Bill Putich with the ball. Trying to pass, he decides against it. Starts to run, swings around right end. Nice blocking there, and he's in the end zone. Michigan has suddenly scored. The Wolverines move into the lead, 13-6 over Minnesota. Boy, what an explosive football game we're seeing here. Twice Minnesota was down in score territory. Both times Dave Tinkham intercepted passes to end the drive. Now a fumble by Minnesota put Michigan in Gopher territory, and they've gone over with Bill Putich carrying the mail. And now on the try for point, Putich holds. Rusker Skorla will try the kick. There it goes, and it is good. Michigan leads 14-7. And at the end of the first quarter, the score stands. Michigan 14, Minnesota 7. Now as the teams change goals to start the second quarter, I want to remind you of our weekly football contest. Remember, folks, this is not a national contest. It's only for you viewers in the Salt Lake City and Midwest areas, not including the state of Wisconsin. And now we're just about ready to go for the second quarter of play. At the start of the second quarter, we pick up Michigan 3rd down and 23 yards to go on their 11-yard line. Bill Billings is back in punt formation for the Wolverines. Ball comes back. Billings tries to boot, but the kick is blocked. And it's pounding into the end zone. Gordon Lindgren is after it and has it for a Minnesota touchdown. Gordon Lindgren scores for Minnesota as he recovers the block kick in the end zone. And now the score is 14 for Michigan, 13 for Minnesota, with the try for point coming up. Boy, what an explosive ball game. Now we're ready. Don Swanson will hold. Gino Cappelletti will try for the extra point. Ball is down. Cappelletti's kick is good. Ball game is all tied once again at 14 apiece. Now Paul Guile to kick off. He sends the ball up in the air. Ted Topper is waiting for it. Topper gathers it in, swings behind a screen of blockers, moves over to the sidelines to the left, across the 35, is hit about the 40, and brings it back upfield right around that 40-yard line. Let's see where he went out of bounds. There it is. 1st and 10 for the Wolverines. Single wing goes over to the right. Bill Putich, the tailback, fakes the plunge, then on a quick jump pass, pegs one to Lowell Perry, his right end, and it's complete and good for a gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 2 now on the Michigan 48. Single wing over to the right once again. This time the ball is to the fullback, faking the buck lateral. He plunges, sliding over left guard. Picks up 2 yards, and that's enough for a first down for Michigan. 1st and 10 on the midfield stripe. Ball on the 50-yard line. Single wing over to the right once again. Ball to the tailback, an inside handoff gives it to Wes Bradford, the wingback, who cracks back to the left. Around left end he goes, almost hemmed in. He picks up another 2 yards before he's bumped out of bounds by Ryan, and that's a gain of 9 yards. Over on the Michigan bench, they're checking the effects of the Minnesota defense on the Michigan style of attack, and now they're ready to go. The single wing goes over to the right once again. 2nd down and a yard to go on the Minnesota 41-yard line. Don Peterson, the fullback, cracking straight ahead, shooting for that first down, and he made it. 2-yard gain. The Wolverines move the ball to the Minnesota 21, where we pick up the play. Again, that inside handoff to Wes Bradford. He busts over the middle of the line and goes for 8 yards. Carlson made the tackle. 2nd down, 2 yards to go on the Minnesota 13. Don Peterson, the fullback, again the fake buck lateral, the plunge straight ahead. It's 3 yards and a first down for Michigan. The Wolverines are really on the march. 1st and 10, and 10 yards away from that goal line. It's Bradford again, cracking inside left end, goes for 6 yards. Sullivan came up from the secondary to bring him to a halt, and it's 2nd down and 4 yards to go. 2nd and goal to go on the 4. Single wing over to the right once again. Minnesota's defensive line digging in. Don Peterson, the fullback, trying it up the middle, and brother, he really met a wall. 1 yard gain on the play. 3rd and goal to go on the 3-yard line. Ball game all knotted at 14 apiece. Wes Bradford, the inside handoff, and a touchdown for Michigan. Michigan goes out in front, 20-14. Boy, do these Wolverine rooters love it. On the sidelines, the cheerleaders chant out the total points. Getting to be quite a chant in this ball game. 20-14 now, and here comes the try for point. Russ Rescorla to do the kicking. Bill Putich will hold. Ball is down. Rescorla's kick is good. Michigan 21, Minnesota 14. Now we're ready for the kickoff. Rescorla does the booting. And Rescorla gets one very high in the air. Ron Engel gets under the ball, gathers it in, starts up the field with a blocker in front of him. But the blocker couldn't take care of both those men. Down he goes as Bob Tim knifes through behind the would-be blocker to bring down the ball carrier, and it's 1st and 10 for Minnesota on their own 15-yard line. Paul Guile playing deep. Moves out as though to pass, then decides to run with that ball. He's got nice blocking there to spring him. And he knifes his way up the field, threading his way through the Michigan secondary for 18 yards. Bob Tim again came in to make the tackle, but that's a first down for the Golden Gophers. The score is 21-14 in favor of Michigan. Minnesota has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. Guile in the tailback spot, again fading as though to pass. Now he's going to run with that ball. He's aiming for left end. And he gets across the line of scrimmage and goes for a gain of 5 yards. That makes it 2nd and 5 for Minnesota, and they move the ball out now to their own 38-yard line. Guile with the ball, edging over to the left once again. This time he is going to throw the ball. McNamara's the target. It's a long floating pass, but it's incomplete. Broken up by Lowell Perry and Don Oldham. Lowell Perry is one of the busiest boys on the Michigan team. He plays safety man on defense and end on offense. Catches a lot of passes in both positions. Guile with the ball. Ready to throw again. He pegs one for Martinang, but this time it's incomplete once more. So that brings us to a 4th down, 5 yards to go situation. And Minnesota goes into punt formation with Paul Guile back to do the kicking. Plenty the time he gets the kick away, Lowell Perry, the safety man, is getting under the football. He gathers it in and starts on his way. Cutting laterally to let his blockers do a little bit of work. He swings over near the sidelines. He's getting in the clear. There he goes. Lowell Perry is on his way to another Michigan touchdown. Boy, oh boy, just about the time you settle back in your seats, along comes another spectacular score. Michigan now leads 27-14. Look at this crowd. They're seeing enough football today to last them for the entire season. Those cheerleaders are going to get mighty tired chalking up these points. They're mounting so fast. And now we're ready for the try for point. Rescorla to attempt the kick. Putich will hold. There it goes, and it is high in the air, but right down the middle. It's good. 28-14, Michigan out in front. Russ Rescorla to kick off. The Wolverines move forward. There goes the ball. Ron Engel waiting for it. Ron Engel ran the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. He took this one in just about the same spot on the 6-yard line. However, he can't make the yardage this time as the Wolverines were more than ready for him. Brings it out to the 24-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Gophers at that point. T formation, line unbalanced to the right. Going from the tee, it's a pitch out to the fullback, Mel Holm. Trying the left side of the line. His blocking runs out on him. He picks up 4 yards. Osterman made the tackle, and it's 2nd down and 6 for Minnesota. Now they're out on their own 28-yard line. Tee with the unbalanced line to the right, and they go from the tee. Don Swanson with the ball, faking to 2 men, keeping it. He tries it around right end, is able to pick up only 2 yards. Tom Johnson in there to spoil that play. 3rd down and 4 yards to go for Minnesota. Ball on their own 30-yard line. A little mix-up in the Gopher lineup, but now they're straightened out. Going from a balanced line, Paul Guile back, hunting for a spot to throw a forward pass. He is rushed, but gets away from that first rusher, lets the ball go. It's incomplete. The target was Martin Eng, and that makes it 4th down and 4 yards to go for Minnesota on their own 30. So once again, they go in punt formation. Michigan out in front, 28-14 over Minnesota here in the 2nd quarter of play. Paul Guile is back deep for the Gophers. He gets the boot away nicely. Bill Putich is downfield waiting for the ball. He takes it. Crisscrosses with Lowell Perry and gives Perry the ball, but Perry runs into trouble almost at once. Still giving ground, trying to find a way to get up the field, but the Gophers are on him, and he is bumped out of bounds on the 34-yard line. The first play lost 2 yards, so it's now Michigan 2nd and 12 on their own 32-yard line. Putich with the ball, jump pass, complete to Lowell Perry. Gain of 8 yards. Sullivan was over him like a tent, but not until he had caught that ball, and it's 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. The ball just short of the 40-yard line. Hand off to Wes Bradford. He goes up the middle, picks up 2 yards. Fourth down now on the 37-yard line. Punt formation for Michigan. Bill Billings back to do the kicking. Sends that ball over for the sidelines. And it goes out of bounds on the Minnesota 37-yard line, and Minnesota takes it 1st and 10 from there. The Gophers ball 1st and 10 on their own 37. T formation, unbalanced line to the right. Quarterback Paul Guile. On the handoff. Swings through the line, almost fumbles that ball, but holds on to it. It's a 5-yard gain. Dane Tinkham made the tackle, and it's 2nd and 5 for Minnesota now on their own 42. Again, they're in the T formation. Don Swanson with the ball, back to throw a forward pass. Aiming for Paul Guile, he pitches one down the middle, but it's incomplete. Low and outside. 3rd down, 5 yards to go for Minnesota. Michigan out in front, 28-14. Pitch out to the fullback, Mel Holm. Back to throw a forward pass. He changes his mind, comes back to the line of scrimmage. Hits into it, is down after a gain of 3 yards by Tom Johnson. Michigan bench is satisfied with that defense. 4th down, 2 yards to go for Minnesota. They're on their own 45-yard line. Back in punt formation. Long pass back goes to Paul Guile, but he's gambling. Going to throw that football, and he pegs one complete to Holm. Holm gathers in the ball on a great gamble by Minnesota. They won. 14 yards was the gain. It's a first down. 1st and 10 for Minnesota on the Michigan 41-yard line. Guile with the ball once again. Nice protection as he drops back to throw another forward pass. Arches one into the air. Bill Foss is under it and has it, and a beautiful over-the-shoulder catch. He is dropped by Tinkham, but that was good for a gain of 29 yards. Boy, Benny Oosterbaan is a worried man on that Michigan bench now. Just a moment ago, things looked dandy. 1st and 10 now for Minnesota, and they've got the ball down on the Michigan 12-yard line. Minnesota going through the air and moving with great speed toward that Michigan goal line. Guile back to throw another forward pass. Pegs one to Darn Swanson. He gathers it in. It's good for a gain of 4 yards as he caught it on the line of scrimmage and moved forward. 2nd down and 6. Guile back to throw again. Again, the pass is good. It's completed to Martin Eng. He laterals to Swanson as he's tackled on the 5, and Swanson is in there. The Gophers have scored. They missed the extra point, and Michigan leads 28-20 at the half. Folks, Phillips 66 did it again. Yes, sir, they not only have come up with a great new motor oil, but offer you this sensational guarantee. And now we get a good look at the reason for the fame of the Michigan band as they begin their intricate halftime maneuvers. Each week on our Phillips 66 Game of the Week, we pay tribute to a Big Ten university. This week, it's the University of Michigan. Stately Burton Tower overlooks the Michigan campus. Functional as well as beautiful, its big clock and massive bells help to keep students on time. Oldest campus building is the President's House, but it's been reconditioned this fall for new President Harlan H. Hatcher. The beautiful Law Quadrangle is a complete campus within a campus, containing its own dormitories, a dining hall, classrooms, and research facilities. One of the university's most famous landmarks is the Engineering Arch, a familiar sight to all Michigan students. Enrollment at Ann Arbor now totals 17,000, and there are 3 men to every girl. Besides the home campus, there are 4 others and a university observatory in South Africa. Foreign student enrollment is traditionally high at Michigan, and here 2 of them chat in front of the International Center, a social meeting place for young people of many lands. There's the administration building, housing the offices of the president, dean of students, and other administrators. Angel Hall is the university's main classroom building, and its distinctive pillars make it perhaps Michigan's best remembered structure. Its steps are a favorite meeting place for between-class chats or a walk across the campus. All freshmen at the university live in residence halls like this one, Mosier Jordan Hall for Women. Its carefully tended grounds and rolling lawns provide a place for relaxing on sunny autumn afternoons. The intramural building forms a background for Old Ferry Field, where Michigan used to play its football games, forerunner to this mammoth stadium, the nation's largest college-owned arena. It's shown here with its 97,000 seats empty. And now let's get back to it, as it is this afternoon, back to the second half of this football game between the Wolverines of Michigan and the Golden Gophers from Minnesota. The appearance of Michigan in the pre-kickoff huddle by Minnesota sets the stage for a thrill-packed second half. Michigan leads at this point, 28-20. And now Paul Guile kicking off for Minnesota to start the second half of this Phillips 66 Game of the Week. Merritt Green grabs that kickoff, fumbles it, but recovers. And it's Michigan's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. Out of the tee, into the single wing to the right. Minnesota shifts its defense accordingly. Tailback Bill Putich takes that ball. The blockers are in front of him, clearing the road. Runs into his own blocker, however, gets into trouble and picks up only a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Ted Topper back to throw a pass. He gets it away just as he's hit, and it's complete to Lowell Perry. Perry grabs that ball, cuts back now. And as he crosses the midfield stripe, he's gradually getting behind the Minnesota secondary, and he races downfield into the clear and into the end zone for a touchdown. Once again, striking with the suddenness that has characterized this football game. Michigan races 71 yards for a score, and it's 34-20 as Russ Rescorla prepares to try for the extra point. Bill Putich waiting for the snap from center. He places the ball down, and there goes the kick. It's good. Michigan 35, Minnesota 20. Michigan kicking off with Russ Rescorla doing the booting. He sends his kick end over end to bounce on the 12. It's taken on the bounce by Ron Engel on the 8. Across the 15 and 20. He gets to the 25, is slowed down and brought to a halt on the Minnesota 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Gophers at that point. Single wing over to the left for Minnesota. Ball to the fullback, Ron Engel, faking the buck lateral. He slants over left guard, picks up 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 now. This time the ball goes to Paul Guile. He cracks off left tackle, spins his way upfield for a gain of about 8 yards. Tinkham and Putich made the tackle on him. 3rd down and a yard to go now on the Minnesota 38-yard line. T formation for Minnesota. Going from the tee, but with a direct pass to the fullback. They go for a 1st down as Engel cracks through there for 3 yards. Minnesota 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line. T handoff this time again to the fullback, Ron Engel, and that workhorse for the Golden Gophers picks up another 3 yards as he goes over right guard. Zatkoff made the tackle, and it's 2nd and 7 now on the Minnesota 44-yard line. Paul Guile with the ball, drifting back to hunt for a spot to throw. He sees Bill Foss, lets ones go. It's complete. 9 yards, a 1st down for Minnesota. 1st and 10. Ball is on the Michigan 43-yard line. Shifting over to the left this time. Minnesota has the ball. Back it comes to Paul Guile. Fading as though to pass, he cuts suddenly for the line of scrimmage. And he's able to get across it and pick up 5 yards before Putich and Oldham brought him down. 2nd down, 5 yards to go now. Ball on the Michigan 38-yard line in Minnesota's possession. Guile with the ball once again, cracking left tackle. He's hit on the line of scrimmage. Driven back, loses 1 yard on the play. 35-20, Michigan is out in front. Minnesota has it. 3rd and 6 now on the Michigan 39. Single wing to the right. Paul Guile, the tailback, back to throw. Sends one downfield, and it is intercepted by Oldham for Michigan. Oldham has the ball, and Michigan now takes over 1st and 10 on their own 29. Going from the tee, it's a pitch out to the fullback, Don Peterson. Good blocking in front of him. He swings around left end, skirts up the field, and goes for 11 yards and a Michigan 1st down. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. Michigan's ball. Single wing to the right this time. Ball to the fullback. No fake, just a straight-ahead power plunge. He busts through there for 2 yards. Wayne Robinson and Bill Ryan bringing him to a stop. 2nd down now. About 7.5 yards to go. Single wing over to the right. Tailback Bill Putich takes it. Cuts inside his blockers, cracks at the line of scrimmage, is able to make only 2 yards as a determined Gopher defense comes up. Bob Ulmer led the tacklers on that play, and it's 3rd and 5 now for Michigan on their own 45-yard line. Single wing over to the right. Man in motion. Back to the left. There's a pass from Putich, complete to Pickard, and it's good for 12 yards and a Michigan 1st down. Dick Wheaton made the tackle. Michigan has it 1st and 10 on the Minnesota 43-yard line. Single wing to the right once again. Ball comes back to Putich on an inside handoff. He gives it to Wes Bradford. The reverse sends Bradford over to the left side of the line. He goes just inside left end, but can pick up only a yard. And now we have it 2nd and 9 for Michigan on the Minnesota 42-yard line. Single wing to the right. Bill Putich in the tailback spot, taking the pass from center. Quick jump pass, complete to Lowell Perry. 6-yard gain. 3rd down, 3 yards to go for Michigan on the Minnesota 35. 7-man defensive line against them now. Bill Putich with the ball, trying it around right end. Blockers really took care of that defensive end. He swings around the corner, goes upfield, picks up 7 yards, and Michigan has another 1st down. 1st and 10 on the Minnesota 28-yard line. This time it's Wes Bradford taking that inside handoff, slanting over left tackle. 3 yards is the gain, 2nd down and 7. They work their way down to the Minnesota 25. Ted Topper back to throw, passes to Lowell Perry. Perry has that ball, and he's on his way. It's another Michigan touchdown. Michigan leads now 41-20 as the busiest man in the ballpark, Lowell Perry, gathered another one in. On the try for point, it'll be Rescorla kicking, Putich holding. Putich down on one knee, waiting for the snap. Rescorla just concentrating on that spot on the ground where the ball's going to be. Swings his foot through the arc, and there goes the ball right through the uprights. It's good. 42-20 in favor of Michigan. The quiet side of the gridiron is the Minnesota side. It's a tough afternoon. Following the Michigan touchdown, we pick up the play with Minnesota on the Michigan 39-yard line, 3rd down and 4 yards to go. On the Buck lateral series, the ball winds up in the hands of Paul Guile. He tries for left end but can't make it. Russ Osterman was in there to dump him, and it's a loss of 4 yards on the play. 4th and 8 now on the Michigan 44. And Minnesota is going to try for it. Guile with the ball from the tailback spot, back to throw. Sends one out there, completes it to Ron Engel. Ron Engel has blockers in front of him on the screen pass, and he goes for 9 yards, and Minnesota has a first down. It's twice this afternoon Minnesota has taken the 4th down gamble, and both times it's paid off. 1st and 10 on the Michigan 35. Ron Engel with the ball on a fullback delay. Nice trap on the tackle. He's hit hard, fumbles that ball. The loose ball is going around, and Lowell Perry dives on it. However, back up the field. There's a penalty flag down, and the play is nullified. Minnesota retains possession. The penalty makes it 2nd and 9 on Michigan's 34-yard line. Don Swanson with the ball on a bootleg play, tries it around right end, can't make a dime. He loses 4 yards. Merritt Green was in there to bring him down. 3rd down and 13 yards to go on the Michigan 39-yard line. Minnesota has the ball. Michigan in front, 42-20. Paul Guile now dropping back to throw another pass. Pitches one downfield. It's complete to Swanson. Swanson has that ball, almost breaks into the clear. Blocker couldn't get in there to stem that last man, and he's rolled out of bounds by again the ubiquitous Lowell Perry. The pass was good for 35 yards. It's a first down on the Michigan 4-yard line. While the expectant photographers train their cameras, Minnesota comes out of the huddle and over the ball. Ron Engel has it. No gain on that play, still on the 4-yard line. Now it's a pitch out to the same Ron Engel. He's trying it around left end and bulls his way into the end zone. A Minnesota touchdown. That makes it Michigan 42, Minnesota 26. Let's watch that play again on our Phillips 66 slow motion camera. Holding the timing of the pitch out nicely, the quarterback drew in the defensive end, and now it's just sheer power on the part of Ron Engel as he drives his way into the end zone for a Minnesota score. Beautifully executed play, and now we're ready for the try for points. Swanson will hold, Cappelletti will kick. The kick is good. 42-27, Michigan over Minnesota. Minnesota ready to kick off to the Wolverines. Cappelletti does the kicking for the Gophers, and he moves forward and drives that ball high into the air. It's coming down short. Bill Putich moves in under the ball, gathers it in, crosses the 20-yard stripe. His blockers again are giving him fine protection. That's a trademark of Michigan football. Excellent blocking on the line and downfield. 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. Michigan's ball. Ball to the fullback. He spins, fakes to 2 men, keeps it, cracks over right guard, picks up 3 yards on the play. Just about at the end of the 3rd quarter. This time it's Bill Putich. Again, that screen of blockers out in front of him, and brother, look at the path they clear. He's almost trapped from behind, but swings across the line of scrimmage and picks up 4 yards. The score is Minnesota 27, Michigan 42 at the end of the 3rd quarter. When it comes to winners, here's a name you'll want to remember. It's the 4th quarter. Michigan's ball, 3rd down, a yard to go on the Minnesota 46-yard line. Linebackers shift way over to meet the power, and they guessed right. It's Bill Putich trying it around right end. But he knifes his way through there for a first down. 1st and 10 now on the 45-yard line. Pudich with the ball, back to throw, pass. Gets away from the first rusher, arches a long pass, and Fred Pickard has it. Both tacklers belt themselves out of play. He's in the clear, and it's another Michigan touchdown. That was good for 45 yards. He runs the score to 48-27 in favor of Michigan. Escorla will try for the extra point. By golly, those cheerleaders will be working till midnight totaling up this score. Pudich holding. Ball is down. There's the kick. But this one is wide to the right. It's no good, and the score remains 48-27. Michigan out in front of Minnesota. Russ Escorla kicking off for the Wolverines now. He boots one down into Gopher territory. Ron Wallen coming after the ball. Takes it. Swings up the field, but doesn't swing up the field very far. He is boomed out on the 22-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Minnesota at that point. First down, 10 yards to go for the Gophers on their own 22. Line heavily unbalanced to the right, only one man to the left of the center. On the buck lateral series, the pitch out winds up in the hands of Martin Eng. He's trying it around left end, almost gets into trouble behind the line of scrimmage. Finally is able to cross that line to the extent of 2 yards to make it 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the Gophers. Michigan in front 48-27 over Minnesota in this battle for the Little Brown Jug. Again, the buck lateral series starting from the T formation, which is just about as involved as a play can get. That's Paul Guile with the football. Swings around right end, is brought down by Jim Ballog after a gain of 3 yards. They're down, 5 yards to go now. Minnesota's ball on the 27-yard line. Paul Guile from the tailback spot, back to throw. Looks for a target, lets the ball go, but Oldham takes that ball on the hop off the hands of the intended receiver. Intercepting for Michigan. Oldham carrying that ball to the 39-yard line where he's brought down. 1st and 10 on the Minnesota 39-yard line. Michigan's ball, single wing, goes over to the right. Ball to the fullback, faking to both players. Ball is finally pitched back to Lowell Perry, the end, and he drops back to throw a forward pass, but being rushed, it bobbles out of his hand, falls to the ground, incomplete to make it 2nd and 10. Single wing right, the ball on the 39-yard line. Michigan has it. Don Peterson fumbles that ball. And Minnesota recovers. Dick Dardis going with that loose football as Peterson fumbled. And it's Minnesota's 1st and 10 now on the Gopher 43-yard line. Paul Guile back deep, faking the pass. He drifts back for a few strides, and now he's running, going around left end. He goes for a gain of 6 yards to make it 2nd down and 4 for Minnesota. Again, Paul Guile, or Don Swanson rather, is deep, and he fumbles that football. Trying to get back toward that line of scrimmage, he runs into trouble in the person of Tom Johnson and is dropped for a loss of 15 yards. 3rd and 19 for Minnesota now, and they're back on their own 34. Ball to the fullback. He gives it over to Don Swanson. Swanson drops back to throw, flips one out there, but his arm was hit. It dropped short into the arms of Gene Newton of Michigan, and the Wolverines have it once again. Michigan's ball, 1st and 10 on the Minnesota 39-yard line. Shift is to the right. Bill Pudich back. He takes the pass from center, tries right end. Beautiful blocking there as they crowd those Gopher defenders out of the way. But the secondary is up in a hurry, and they stop him for a gain of a yard. Now the ball is on the Minnesota 38-yard line. Fullback takes it. Don Peterson spins, keeps it, cracks right guard, elbows his way through, picks up 2 yards on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Ball on the Minnesota 36-yard line. Michigan has it. Pudich back to pass. Is rushed, almost caught, fights his way up toward the line of scrimmage, loses 2 yards on the play as Ron Raveling was in there to make the stop. After a punt now, we pick up Minnesota on their 24-yard line. Paul Guile moving through the middle of the pack, goes for 9 yards for Minnesota. Green making the tackle. Minnesota now 2nd and 1 on their own 33. Don Swanson deep, back to throw a forward pass. Flips a quick one out to Paul Guile. But there's a penalty on that play. Minnesota backfield in motion. So it's 2nd and 7 now for the Gophers on their own 27-yard line. Paul Guile is back this time. He throws a quick forward pass to Mel Holm. It's good. Good for a gain of 12 yards and a first down for Minnesota. 1st and 10 now for the Gophers. They're on their own 39-yard line. Michigan out in front, 48-27 over the Gophers, but they're still in there, fighting every inch of the way. Paul Guile now with the ball. Waiting as though to pass. He starts to run and is trapped for a loss. That's a 6-yard loss. Russ Osterman was the first in there to hit him. 2nd and 16 on their own 33. Guile back to throw once again. Lets the ball go. It's a high arching pass. McNamara's racing to get under it, but he can't quite make it. Closely covered. That ball goes to the ground incomplete, and it's 3rd and 16 for Minnesota now. They're on their own 33-yard line. Guile deep. Looking for a spot to throw. Can't find one. He's going to run with that ball. Swings around right end, fights his way upfield, and goes for a gain of 8 yards. But when you've got 16 yards to go, that's only half enough. It's 4th and 8. And they go into punt formation with Guile back to do the kicking for the Gophers, and he sends that ball downfield. Lowell Perry has it and drops it. Picks it up once again. He's deep now, running along his own 4-yard line. He swings back across the 5. Gives ground, gets away from the first tackler, across the 10 now, up to the 15. He's hit, fumbles that ball again. Still loose, but it's recovered by Michigan as Rogers Atkoff dove on the ball. Michigan 1st and 10 on their own 16-yard line. Michigan in front, 48-27. Ball is given over to Don Oldham. He tries it around right end, almost tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. He falls across for a gain of 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now on their own 23-yard line. This time the handoff is to Wes Bradford on a reverse. He swings around left end. Gets into the secondary. Again, that blocking is well out in front of him. Downfield he goes. Wes Bradford, is he going to make it? He's tripped up from behind. It bounces along, leaves the ball behind him. Minnesota dives on it, but I believe it was too late. It looked like he recovered that ball out of bounds. If so, Michigan will still keep it. Let's watch it again on our Phillips 66 slow motion camera. There goes Wes Bradford with the ball. He's hit just at the 15-yard line. There's the football. Watch it now. Out of bounds. It was out of bounds. Just barely by inches. And it was a tough break for the Golden Gophers. But Michigan has the ball 1st and 10 on the Minnesota 11-yard line after that 70-yard run. Don Eady takes the ball now, swinging around right end. Not swinging very far. He is snowed under. Gains a yard on the play. 2nd and 9. Duncan McDonald back to throw. He has that ball knocked out of his hands. It's a fumble, and Roger French recovers for Minnesota. So the Gophers take it over on their own 35-yard line. Don Swanson swings inside the left end. Picks up 3 yards on the play. Going from the tee, it's a handoff to Mel Holm, the fullback, and he bowls his way through for a yard gain. Minnesota goes into a single wing over to the right. Ball to the fullback, Mel Holm. He cracks right tackle, dives over and goes for a first down. 1st and 10 for Minnesota on their own 40-yard line. Don Swanson operating out of the T quarterback spot, drops back to throw a pass. Pegs one out for Martinang, but it's incomplete. Low and outside, 2nd and 10 on the Minnesota 40-yard line. The Gophers have the ball. Score is 48-27 in favor of Michigan. Paul Guile back, looking for a spot to throw. Gets nice protection. Finally runs out of it, however. You can't stay back there all day, but he's getting away with it. There goes the ball. Again, Eng is the target, and again, it's incomplete. 3rd down and 10 yards to go for Minnesota on the Minnesota 40. Max Schmidt is deep this time. Waiting to throw, he arches one. Paul Guile is going after it, and he has it. Paul Guile grabs that football, and this time it's a good gain of 19 yards and a first down for Minnesota. Larry LeClaire made the tackle. 1st and 10 now on the Michigan 41-yard line. From the single wing, Paul Guile back to throw another forward pass. Pegs one out there complete to Larry Hendrickson. It's 13 yards for the Gophers this time. Another first down. Now in our slow motion camera, let's watch this play. Guile passing to Hendrickson. Hendrickson grabs that football in a spectacular catch. And he takes the ball down to the 11-yard line. Guile still taking to the air. Back to throw. Hendrickson the target. There it goes into the end zone. It's knocked down by Michigan. Incompleted forward pass. 2nd and 10 on the 11-yard line. These Gophers are way behind, but they're fighting to score. Guile faking the pass this time. Elects to run with that ball. Drops in behind his blockers, but is tackled from behind. It's good for a gain of 4 yards, however, to make it 3rd down and 6 now. And that puts the ball on the Michigan 7-yard line. 3rd and 6. Guile throwing into the end zone again, and too far, just out of reach of Marty Yang. And that makes it 4th and 6. Guile back to throw. Again, the pass goes into the end zone. Don Oldham has it. Just inside the end zone, across the 10, the 15, and the 20, along the sidelines, and he is moving and moving fast. Still on his feet, he crosses the midfield stripe. Look at that boy go. Don Oldham legging it toward that Minnesota goal line, and he is just tripped up after a run back of some 82 yards. One hand on the tip of his toe, or he would have gone all the way. 1st and 10 on the Minnesota 18. Don Zenfania passing. Takes one into Stanford, and it's a touchdown for Michigan. That is the end of the ball game. They missed the extra point. The game came to an end. The band and the players storm onto the field. A tremendous ball game, an explosive one, where you never knew where your next touchdown was coming from. Minnesota 27, Michigan 54. I'll be back in a moment with the selection of next week's game of the week according to Wes Fessler, coach of the Minnesota Gophers. But first, here's our campus hero. Minnesota-Michigan trophy since 1903. It's on its way to the trophy case of the University of Michigan for another year. What a weekend for scores this has been. Michigan State 53-26 over Pitt. Ohio State 47, Iowa 21. Wisconsin smacked Northwestern 41-0. And here it was Michigan 54-27. Wes Fessler, the Gophers coach, is selected as our next Phillips 66 game of the week in the Big Ten Conference. His opponent today, Michigan versus